Now, whether you're using a supervisory control and data acquisition system, or whether you're using a distributed control system, it doesn't make a difference. Inevitably, you probably are going to require alarms on your HMI, your human machine interface. And so I'd like to spend a couple of minutes devoted to that. I'm going to make use of this very simple example. I've got a slider on the left-hand side, and I've got an indicator, and my values are going to range from 0 to 200. Now, what I need to do is physically tell the system that I am going to be using the alarms that have been created. And it depends on the HMI that you are going to make use of. These are going to be my trigger points. And in essence, what one then just has to go and do is switch on the alarm functions. I can tell it that I'd like to use the high and the high and the low and the low alarms, and that would then be set up for us. The next important step is to create an alarm page if you don't already have one. And that is what I have just gone and done. I've created an alarm page, and I'm going to save it as alarm page 1. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to be putting in a button so that I can call up the alarm page at will. I've gone and put a button at the bottom left-hand side, which is marked as alarm page. And every time I press that button, my alarm page is going to appear, and then I can take it away. So we're going to use this as part of our demonstration. So just as a refresher, my high alarm will be at 120, the high alarm will be at 160, the low alarm will be at 80, and the low alarm is going to be at 40. At this point in time, if I was to go and call up the alarm page, we're going to see that there are no alarms that would be present. However, if I was to go into the high alarm, which is anything above 120, and press the alarm page now, you can see that there is an alarm that has come up with a date and a timestamp, as well as the tag of the alarm and the type of alarm. It's going to be a high alarm that has been reported. Now I can just go and click on that, which is yellow and red, and when I acknowledge it, it's going to go to red and white. So it shows that it is an alarm that has been acknowledged. And maybe you're going to have some other type of audio indication in your plant, which is going to refer to that as well. Now let's take the alarm page away and go into the high alarm. And if I call up the alarm page now, you can see that the high alarm at the top is active, and the high alarm has already been acknowledged. And I can just go and acknowledge the high alarm. And if I go back to this position round about there, there shouldn't be any alarms. And if I go back to the alarm page, there's not going to be anything that has been displayed at all. What if we were to go into an alarm point and come out of that alarm point without it being acknowledged? Well, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go into the low alarm, which is below 80, and then I'm going to go into the low alarm, and I'm going to come all the way back out to a safe position. Now, if I was to go and call up the alarm page, you can see that they are in yellow and green. So it tells me that I've had two alarms that were alarms, but have come out of the alarm condition, and I still need to go and acknowledge those. And in this case, depending on how the SCADA or the DCS has been set up, my alarms are going to disappear. And then we have it back to normal. So please remember, this differs from the indirect addressing that we showed on another video. This is going to be for the actual alarms themselves. And so in about 4 minutes, we have learnt what the alarms are all about.